live for another Blackthorn live stream. As always, a quick introduction at the start. I am Francis McCaffrey. I am a fifth generation Blackthorn shillelagh stick maker. And for every Friday for the next hour, I make myself available to people in the community. And if anyone wants to ask me any questions or get to know me, talk about Irish culture, talk about stick making, anything like that, I do make myself available. Usually it takes a few minutes for the notification to kind of go out, people to join as well. So usually we just kind of wait a few minutes for people to join, and then I can kind of just give you an update of what I've done last week, what I have planned to do the week upcoming. And yeah, I'm quite happy. I always give kind of like updates as well, because this is probably the best way to get like updates of what I'm working on as well. I tend to give more clues and hints on the YouTube than I would on Facebook or any of these other mediums as well. So it's a bit cold day here in Ireland, in Killorglin in County Kerry. Another kind of miserable day. The week has gone pretty fast, and yeah, like it's been kind of an interesting week as well. Dealing a lot with customer service as well this week, which can be a bit time consuming as well. And what was I dealing with as well? Yeah, there was a guy who was like returning a stick and it never returned. So he was, concerned that, about that. So I was dealing with that. But I managed to track it down, and it arrived in Ireland on February the 2nd. And he was contacting me, I think, was it about 2 days ago or something like that. So I've the customs for some reason on a return. So when you are returning a stick, if you put the value too high on the customs form when you're returning it, for some reason now customs will hold the stick and charge about €40 costs. So I probably have to put a video on the channel about how to do returns and things, because I think like when some people are returning their item, they just think that they have to overvalue and put a high amount on the stick when you're returning an item, but you don't kind of have to. You you can undervalue it or something like that. But so yeah, I must actually make a video on that as well. So we have 6 people in now. So usually we get up to about like 20 per live stream. Like the Blackthorn community isn't that big. It isn't that huge as well. It is today Friday, isn't it? Let me just make sure today is Friday. Sometimes you kind of lose track of the day of the week as well. So hello Francis, snowstorm coming in Colorado later today. Wow, that's that I hope you're okay there as well. Like from what I know of Colorado, it does get pretty heavy snowfall. Is like Aspen there, or is that somewhere else? Aspen, all the kind of rich people go skiing or something like that. Isn't that near Colorado? You can answer me. I think Aspen is a place. What's the one in Canada? Winslow, I think. I can't remember. But I did go skiing twice, and I went skiing in Korea of all countries. It was pretty tough because the guys who I went skiing with, they were like snowboarders and very good at they had been doing it for a number of years. Um, let's see. So Bill says, let's see. Hi Francis, did the handle stick ship? Yeah, that's gone. That's on its way. That went out this morning. The courier collected it about 11 o'clock Irish time. So like when you like if you make an order like on Thursday night, usually they don't go out until Monday, because usually Friday morning between about maybe 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The courier will come to collect the sticks. So usually that's the kind of time. Jim says, got your thorny stick here in Boston. Great work, thank you. Thank you very much, Jim. Very happy that that you got the stick there safe and sound. Because I know there's a few, like Tim is saying there. There's some snowstorms that are going around. So I thought we'd be coming into the springtime now. Like in Ireland, you'd notice in the evenings, like they're getting a little bit brighter. And so that's one good thing about like living in Ireland and kind of up in the northern hemisphere. Is like in the summertime, it can be bright till like 10 o'clock at night, even a bit later. So there's a fine stretch in the evenings, and you can get more done as well. You can go outside. You can, it's like you can kind of work and then have a few hours to do things. While in the wintertime, you work and you just go home, and it's just that you're a hamster in a wheel running around type of life. Let's see. Aspen is on the west side of the Continental Divide I am east of it. Okay, so I wasn't too far off, I don't think. All I know about Colorado is they have an ice hockey team, don't they? The Colorado, and there's a guy called Joe Sakic, was there? He was like a famous Canadian ice hockey player, and he played for Colorado for a few years. Other than that, I don't know. My aunt used to go on holiday to Colorado a lot, so I must ask her about it. But I think a lot of Irish people, like, there was a time where, I don't know, was there some direct flight or just something like that? But a lot of Irish people in the 90s, like, Colorado was like a popular kind of destination or something like that. I know a lot of Irish people that were going there. Kurt says 62 degrees here in Northern Virginia. Good evening, Francis and the Order of the Blackthorn gents. Yeah, I've been thinking about setting up that Facebook group, Order of the Blackthorn and stuff. But like, it could be a double-edged sword, man. I don't need any more stress in my life from the type of the 10% of, well, that's a 20% of guys on Facebook are not my kind of guys. You guys are my type of guys. Like, easy to talk to, very polite, really great community. But weather's cold enough today, man. It's like, was it like 9 degrees Celsius? But always at this time of year, I'm always like nursing a few coughs and different things like that as well. Bit worn out today, actually. A bit kind of a bit tired as well. Joe Sakic is retired. The Avalanche are the number one team in the National Hockey League. All right, like, I haven't followed ice hockey for quite some time as well. Like, it was, was it back 15, 20 years ago or something like that? I was hanging around with a few Canadian guys, and they were obsessed with ice hockey and drinking Molson, and I was the token Irish guy of the group that it was. That's the funny thing about when you travel. It's like, because Ireland is quite a small nation, like, when you travel, like, not a lot of people have actually heard of Ireland. Like, there are countries and they're like, Ireland, where's that? And then within, like, when you travel and you meet like someone from North America, Canada, or Australia, like, when you say you're Irish, it's like, oh, I've never met an Irish person before, and like, they want you into their friend group as well, and and then you have to listen to all the leprechaun, the Lucky Charm jokes, the potato jokes, the famine jokes. It's like, it's always the same type of thing that they say, but it's a bit sometimes the jokes can be a bit cringy for Irish people to hear. But sure, whatever. Like, um, let's see. Do you follow hurling? Great Gaelic sport as well. Well, I'm in County Kerry, and they're renowned more for the football, the Gaelic football. Hurling is usually popular in Kilkenny. Kilkenny, they have, I think they've won the most titles. Or is it Kildare? It is Kilkenny, I think it is. The Lily Whites, that's Kildare. Or was it Kilkenny? Anyway, I always get the two confused. County Tipperary is famous for hurling. Cork as well. So Cork, Tipperary, those they're the places that played. Not too many played, but I did play hurling when I was a young lad, and I hit some guy in the head with the hurling stick, and his head opened up, and his mom wasn't too happy because we were like 7 years old or something like that. So my kind of hurling career ended when I saw that. It was like a horror movie. You're playing with kids, and the slitters rock hard, and then I missed the slitter and hit the guy in the head, and so quite a gory kind of experience I had as a young lad playing hurling, and kind of put me off. I was like, all right, maybe this isn't for me. And then I did try Gaelic football as well, but like, in my year, like at school and in my class, like, they were all the most famous like footballers. There was a very famous footballer called Michael Francis Russell, and he was one of the greatest players County Kerry had, and he was around the same kind of age bracket football team that I would have been under as well. And all the kind of guys that were of my age were brilliant. So they had the A team, the B team, and then they had this thing of all the reject guys on the C team. So I was a substitute on the C team. So that kind of tells you how good I was at Gaelic football as well. I was too small. It's a big strong man's game, and I'm a small stick maker. So like, I found my niche as well. Being small is great for stick making, because you can get in and out of the blackthorn hedges easily as well. There's a lot of advantages for being quite a small guy when you're doing stick making. Chris Brady, hello Francis to all from New Jersey. Very nice to meet you, Chris. Hope all is well in New Jersey. Never been to New Jersey. I've been to New York with the kids for the Comic Con thing before. But that's one thing. I haven't traveled extensively in the States yet. There's like so many interesting places that I kind of want to go. Like, I think like most guys, like my ideal trip would be just to kind of get a car, some big muscle American car, a car that you can't even get here. Something that's truly American, and then drive it from coast to coast. And I'd like to go down south and stop in all these little towns and different places as well. Like go down and go through all the kind of like south side, and down through Florida and across like Louisiana and all the way across to the coast as well, stopping in any kind of interesting place. But anyway, that's my dream as well. I did have a dream once of like getting a motorbike and driving through Africa from the top to the bottom. But it's good to have dreams and aspirations. But I know I think the American one is more likely. I can see myself just kind of renting some kind of car and stuff like that. But it's not. That's a guy's holiday. Like, you'd be stopping from place to place, having a few beers, meeting a few guys and stuff, and listening to some bands and music, and that'd be my ideal type of trip if I was going to America. But yeah, like it's like they do some trade show, like Irish trade show, and I wouldn't mind going to that. And there's like Irish festivals over there. I think in Milwaukee they have like a famous Irish festival in the summertime. It'd be interesting to go to and stuff like that. But I know like I'd want to go as a guest or a notable member or something like that. Famous stick maker from Ireland or something like that, to be like, cut the ribbon at the parade, or I don't know what goes on over there. Once there's a bit of crack as well. Let's see. Do you follow the hurling? Oh yeah, I said that, Chris. And then Tim says hurling is the oldest sport. Cuchulainn comes to mind. Yeah, Cuchulainn, he hit the slitter in the wolf's mouth. Irish legends are a bit mad. They should make some movies or something about that. Like Cuchulainn is one of the most famous Irish kind of folklore heroes as well. Taught at school as well, and Cuchulainn was the guard, isn't it? I can't remember the full story, but all I know is he hit the hurling ball, the slitter, and it went into the wolf's mouth. And there used to be wolves in Ireland up to 1700s until they were all kind of hunted out. They want to reintroduce wolves into Ireland, but I think we have enough politicians. Okay, Tommy, how's all in Florida, my man? How are you? Haven't had a good chat with you there in a while. It'd be good to catch up and hear what's going on in your life as well. And I know you kind of like you work a lot. You're a very kind of diligent guy as well. So it's the type of guys I like to hang out with and talk to as well. guys who are into to work, and you've been to Korea as well, so that's actually interesting. Jim says thoughts on stick fighting and faction fighting. That's like a series of 20 videos. I think I have 18 videos up of some thoughts on faction fighting and stick fighting. You'd have to be a bit more kind of specific, Jim, because it's such a huge like topic as well. Thoughts on stick fighting. It's good for business. The more people are in stick fighting, the more they're going to want Blackthorn. So I'm all for stick fighting as well. Like it was a real thing back in the it's been documented as a real thing, but no one has concrete evidence, of what the type of fighting was and different things as well. But it was very interesting. Like the factions were pretty good. Like I'm a direct descendant of a famous stick fighter from Killorglin called Mick Foley, Big Mick Foley, and there's actually a picture of him in the library. I must get it in the local library here in Killorglin. And he was a famous faction fighter who was also a famous Kerry footballer, and he was very big in the community as well. For a number of years after he was involved in the faction fighting, there's some local songs around him as well. He was in the newspaper for different events and different things as well. So like the thing about like the faction fighting is there's a few stories here and there about them as well, but it's pretty mad to believe that stuff went on. Kurt says, it's not the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog. You're definitely a Staffordshire Terrier. Yeah, I like those great dogs. Not the most Irish dog out there, but they're like the Irish Wolfhound or something like that, or a Red Setter, are quite Irish dogs. But I know just the Staffies, there's just something about them I like. They're just very smart. Like, he knows, what to do, where to go, to respect my boundaries as well. Like if I'm eating food, don't come near me, man. Don't come near me, like. But then we have the other dog, the pug. Like, he can't even walk out the door, like he just looks at it or something like that. Let's see. The pub's open, but no drinks, and great conversation. Yeah, it's still a bit weird, man. Ireland's open for business. Ireland have lifted all COVID restrictions. There's no more COVID restrictions out there. They said you can wear the masks and stuff, and people are still wearing them as well. But I don't know if they're even enforcing that anymore. If you want to come to visit Ireland, there's no hassle at the airport. There's no forms. There's no quarantine. There's no nothing. Ireland just they just want your money. Basically, come here and spend money. But the problem is getting labor, because like usually within the tourism sector, most of the jobs would be filled by non-nationals from Ireland as well, and there's a big shortage, and they can't get the workers in as well. So like if you're coming to Ireland, it might be best to kind of like go, to the Airbnbs and guest house and things like that, more the family run type places, because they won't have labor issues as well. It's more like the hotels and the things as well, like for cleaning the rooms, for people working in the kitchens and waiters and waitresses. But so like if you're coming to Ireland, like my advice is always there's some really good Airbnbs and stuff, and you need to rent a car, and don't try to do it all in one go. Just pick one corner of Ireland and stick there. County Kerry or County Cork, County Galway, County Clare. These are nice places. Sheldon Dillon, good day, my friend. Greetings from Canada. I have a question for you. Do you know of Sheamus from WWE Wrestling? Did you supply his shillelagh? Well, it was a wrestler called Finlay, and there was a guy called Finlay who had an Irish shillelagh. Sheamus, to my knowledge, he's the guy with the red hair from Dublin, and I don't think he had a shillelagh unless it was recent. But I know there was a guy called Finlay, and he had the leprechaun guy Wiggle or Hogsworth or something like that, and they really went over the top with the Irish thing as well. So Finlay is Finlay, I think it was, and he had a shillelagh. I didn't supply him, but I'm actually supplying a Netflix series with some shillelaghs and with some clubs. It's one of the top shows on Netflix. I'll probably do a video or an announcement on that. They were all collected this morning, and my sticks are going to feature in quite a big budget Netflix show. That would be coming out. They're filming the series now in the UK, and yeah, and the season's going to go for apparently the storyline with the guys who use the sticks is going to last for some time. So I will do a bigger announcement in that, because like it is just kind of happened. So I didn't supply Seamus with a shillelagh, but I'll be supplying one of the top 10 shows per viewers on Netflix. And I'm trying to become like a registered vendor for the Armory department of Netflix productions. Like they have so many different production companies, and how there's like 7 different levels it has to go through and stuff. But I'm talking like, so I'm I think as of like a few days ago, I'm an official like vendor for a Netflix series as well. And for the people who do the weapons and the props and stuff, they're involved in several different shows. But my specific, I picked out these 3 ones that are going to be pretty good. So there'll probably be a huge surge in the smaller clubs and shillelaghs coming up as well, when the series is filming now and over the summer, and then it'll be out at the end of I think it'll be not next year. It's going to be coming out. But I'll plan to. I think I'm in episode 5 or episode 8. I must check the invoice again and the receipts of what particular episode my sticks are going to be on. So there's going to be some stick fighting episodes coming up as well. So I'm quite proud and privileged of that. And they found me on the YouTube channel. So there you go. You never know who's watching these YouTube videos. And so I was seen on YouTube, and they had liked the type of sticks that I were making. They thought it would be reflection of what they were using in old times and stuff like that. So yeah, like I'll tell more about that once I have more details as well. But yeah, so like so finally someone has been listening to me about making some movies and stuff about and there's another Netflix project as well that I'm kind of talking to as well, but not to do with stick making. It's just to do with something else. So we'll see how that one goes as well. Let's see now. Chris says, I spend hours on YouTube watching videos on Irish folklore and legends, especially the ghost stories and old men and women talking about the banshee encounters. If you're interested in Irish folklore and legends, there's a very good friend of mine who has a podcast called Mark, and it's called Irish Mythology. They have a Facebook page as well. Just look up Irish Mythology Podcast. And I sponsored the podcast for, actually, I must remember, I think my sponsorship ran out. I said I'd sponsor him till January, so that's February. I must call him up. But I went to college with Mark, and he was he was a roommate of mine at university. So we got up to loads of shenanigans, loads of mayhem and stories. But he has a deep knowledge of Irish folklore and legends, and he studied at a college. He's very knowledgeable guy, way more than me. Like, he's an academic, and so definitely listen to that podcast. And you can talk on Facebook. I think it goes by his Irish name, Mark something. But yeah, you can say you know me, that you came from this channel, so he'll look after you. Let's see, Kirk. You have to suggest a local bed and breakfast or hotel in your area close to your shop. You know when I did that before, Kirk, they cancelled me in Clorglan, in this town. Yeah, I sure I'll tell you the story. Is like someone literally asked me that question, Kirk, where they said recommend a local bed and breakfast. So directly opposite my shop, there's a place called River's Edge, run by a guy called Sean Houlihan. And it's a really nice guest house right in the river, good views. So someone asked me, and I said, look, the closest B&B and guest house to me is called River's Edge. It's really nice. There's the website and stuff. Now, I thought no more of it, but all the other accommodation providers in Killorglin were not too best pleased that I had said that, even though it's the closest one right opposite my shop. And and like, the thing is, the guy who runs the place, he's come in, he supported my shop, he sent over guests and things as well. There's a very large hotel just around, like, a few about 20-30 meters away from me, and they've never sent they've never sent one guest to my shop, never. um and they don't mention me, or promote me, or anything at all. So like, there's all this kind of like local kind of weirdness, I suppose, with these things. But I have worked with a few of the guest house and B&Bs, like, so usually the guest house by the bridge and out the Clarny Road, I've done some work with and stuff as well. So usually I just mention them because I know them and I've worked with them before. But like, whenever you recommend some things as well. But yeah, like, I remember I recommended this guest house across the road from me, and then I got a message from this like anonymous account, a guy who was like threatening me. He said, you better watch, when you leave your shop, and all of this kind of like threats and stuff. And I did what anyone did. I screenshot it, and then I was like, who's this guy in this account and stuff, and trying to find out, because and then it took a while, and then I found out who he was, where he lived, and he was in a relationship with someone from the hotel as well, and the two of them were not best pleased that I was recommended some other places. And then apparently they were annoyed at me because I recommended the only kind of Michelin star recommended restaurant in Killorglin when someone asked, and they were chefs, and I didn't recommend their restaurant because they're not associated with Michelin as well. So so yeah, like, so there's so in recommending a guest house or stuff, it was quite interesting to have. But like, it's so weird in small town Ireland. Like, everyone is like, unless you're related, everyone's related here as well, which is a bit kind of funny. But they can get the huff if you don't, like, tell, say where you stay in Clorg, and you name off like 50 in a row to keep them all happy. But like, you can't keep everyone happy. But yeah, like, it's and like, I always get the stink eye from all the places. And so like, it's so weird because like, they've got like a big hotel there, and like, stick maker shop, Irish. It's a very good thing to kind of like attract like guests and different things as well. But I hope they promote me someday. I not one guest who's ever been in this large hotel, which is literally, a 1 minute walk away, has ever come into my shop as well. So that's something there that I don't know how to change, but it doesn't bother me the least. Like, I make nice sticks, and that's what I focus on. Let's see now. Where was I? Jim says, Connor Pass in the pouring rain while driving the opposite side from me. That was an experience. Yeah, like, drive to the Connor Pass is tough. It's a tough drive. There's not much space there as well. It's like a little tiny road, and it's like lashing rain, and you never know what you're going to encounter as well. So you're a brave man and a good man, Jim. You must be a good driver to drive through that. Zero Fox, good evening, Francis. Good evening to you, my friend. How are things with you? Kurt says, tell them to send customers pay of their advertising. So tell them to send customers pay of their advertising. Maybe, but it's like weird in that, like, it's if you cross the wrong person, like the grudge will be there, and there's all this kind of like, small town nonsense that goes on as well. But it doesn't bother me at all. I find it kind of amusing, to be honest. It's kind of fun to poke the bear sometimes, I guess, as well. If they're all like, like this, I'll just give them a look or something like that. Hey, Francis from the South Texas. Just got my stick last night. It's amazing. Kudos on the packaging. That could stand a bomb blast. Yeah. I put sometimes I go a bit overboard with it, because like, every say about one out of every 200 sticks mightn't survive the post or something like that, and I wrap them pretty well. But you never know, like, and stuff like that. So sometimes I might go a bit overboard. But once it got you in one piece, so looking forward to taking it hunting. It's very good. Like in South Texas, is there like a lot of problem with like wild pigs and boars and stuff? Like, I've seen some things before. Guys, they're in helicopters and they can like shoot away at the wild boars and stuff like that. But or what do you go hunting with? You can't go really hunting with a blackthorn. The blackthorn is not probably the best weapon that a Texan would have. But I'm sure like Texas seems like a great place to live, to raise a family, for the taxes, for the attitude as well. And like, how big is that? It's about what, 35 million or something there? I can't remember. I think there's something like that there as well. So it's like, it's pretty big state as well. But yeah, it's one of the places I'd love to go see. And there's a bunch of places like I'd love to go and stuff. But like, when I travel, it's more about meeting people. Like, for me, like meeting local people, hanging out with, talking, finding out what's interesting. Like, I'd prefer that over going to like some kind of boring museum, or in Asia, seeing another temple. Like, no one goes to Asia for the temples. Like, they go for other reasons. So it's all quite interesting as well. So guys, don't be shy. If you have any more questions, you want to talk about anything as well, sure, we're here just to kind of shoot the breeze on the Blackthorn kind of a live stream, or something like that. I do plan to do live streams with guests calling in and stuff. I didn't really get around to getting a new computer, so I just get a webcam for this one that I'm using. My wife said I can use her laptop as well, because I'm very kind of like slow to be buying things that unless I really really need them. Is there something else I can work on? I'll keep working on it. Let's see now. Mark has come to visit me, aren't you? Your next Saturday, coming down from Belfast or from Northern Ireland. Great to connect live, Francis. Look forward to visiting next Saturday. Yeah, like, through YouTube, and here is the best way to contact me. I know you sent some kind of like, you tagged me on posts on Instagram direct message, but like on my phone, I'm not really too active on Instagram. I post there a few bits and pieces every now and again, but like, most people on Instagram, like, that are liking, they're just looking at the pictures. They're not really too interested. Like, I usually kind of just focus on where people I can kind of connect and interact with and stuff as well. But maybe I'll be a bit more active on that. Let's see now. Tannerite videos, what a waste of meat. Hunting hogs with explosives only in Texas. I don't know, man. That sounds like fun. I don't know, is that the right or wrong thing to say, but if you're hunting like wild pigs with some dynamite or explosives, like, that sounds a bit of fun. just bring your ear goggles or something like that to protect it. And yeah, Mark is a martial artist all the way from Canada. He's quite active on Instagram as well. He does a lot of great videos. He is promoting Ireland a lot during his time here over the next few months. He's into more, I think, a lot of the spiritual side of things as well, and the mindset and attitude. If I'm correct, if I'm not, you can correct me as well. Claymore says, "Hello, Francis and everyone else. Is there any progress on the order of the Blackthorn T-shirts?" No, actually, I contacted. I was on Instagram and I contacted the graphic artist, and I asked, like, their pictures and work looked pretty good, and then I contacted them, paid a deposit, and they sent me back the most amateur piece of crap that I've ever seen. It was like I was wondering if it was just some kind of scam or something like that, and like most guys, they want about like 500 euro to do some graphics or stuff like that as well, and. But yeah, like I basically, to get the t-shirts and stuff going, and to get the brand and to get different things, like I have it in a book. I have a list of people to contact. I contacted 3 people before, and like the work was crap, and I was just like, I'm not using this. I'm not putting out like something that's crap or something like that, like especially if it's like t-shirts or something branded or something like that. Like, it has to look good, it has to be something interesting that people will buy. I just have to find the right type of artist that can actually, and a graphic person that can design something that looks pretty cool. Not going to look cheesy or tacky. Like, I want to stay away from that as well. Something that kind of like is more kind of masculine, looks probably quite good. Something that's away from the paddywhackery type stuff. If they're putting leprechauns and shamrocks and stuff on, that's not what I want to be associated with. James Coleman says, "I found out Blackthorn was painted and escaped into the wild somewhere in northeast USA." I don't know. That sounds a bit sketchy. But who knows? Who knows? But leprechauns aren't real either. Mark Winter says, "Thank you." Yeah, no problem at all, Mark. Um, you always seem to have a positive message on the few videos that I've seen. I can't watch them all, because I'm usually running around all over the place. But yeah, like it's good to have like a positive attitude. Come here, and be spreading positive vibes. Like, you need more of that attitude. I think the older you get, you just get a bit kind of less wound up. You're more chilled out. Well, I am anyway. Like, I had a good chat with this guy who's 90 as well. Um, let's see now. So there's a video of let's see, Texans hunting hogs with pellet guns, and let's see now. There's someone saying there's no sound, but I think all the rest of you guys are responding to what I'm saying, so there must be sound. So maybe it's just on your computer there, Mr. PC. Let's see now. I'm sure it'll be great when it happens. Where was I again? Okay, Tommy says there's videos of Texans hunting hogs with pellet guns. Brave folk, them Texans. Pellet guns, they're not going to do much damage with a pellet gun. Claimer says, "I'm sure they'll be great when it happens." Yes, exactly. I got to get onto it. I've just been like, I got a little bit of an injury this week. Nothing serious, but just the shoulder and stuff like that. I just have to kind of wait a few days and then I'll be fine to go again. So I've been kind of like on light stick mating duties for the past 2 or 3 days. Hope to get more into it again this week. But the usual, I get the usual type of injury, like just between the shoulder blades, right at the back and the neck, just from like overwork of those muscles there as well, and it just kind of goes for a few days, and then a bit of painkillers, and it's fine then after a while. Let's see, Sheldon, being from an area on Saskatchewan, Alberta border in Canada, what kind of trees are closest to blackthorn? No idea. No idea at all. Blackthorn, like, is related to the plum family, so maybe a plum or something like that. But I don't really know that area too well. I don't think there's much like in Canada that's kind of close to it. That's kind of the unique thing about a blackthorn. There's a quite dense, heavy wood. It's very unique to this part of the world, and it's synonymous with Irish culture, and it's a symbol of Ireland as well. And it's an Irish heritage product. And just like many other countries trying to take over and claim Ireland, the blackthorn is as Irish as product as you get, even though other countries do try to claim it as well. Um, let's see, painted as an ornamental as well. Yeah, like that's the thing you're saying, the northeastern side of the US. Let's see, Kurt says the order of blackthorn, a blackthorn bush under it, with a tree of life. Yeah, it has to be something with the thorns, with the tree and stuff like that. Not done in a barbed wire type of way, but just something kind of interesting. Someone who knows, like, what they like. I should show you the graphic sometime. The graphic these guys did, oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like, it was, I just looked at them. Are you serious? And they were. I paid the deposit and paid them for their time and stuff, and that was it. Just got away from them. Like, because if someone works anyway, you always take a chance with graphic artists, but you have to pay them even if you're not happy. That's how I am. Let's see. Jimmy Evans says, "Is it wrong that I'm already looking at another?" No, it's right. Jimmy, to be an official stick collector, you have to purchase at least three McCaffrey Crafts sticks. That's what you need to do. So definitely start a collection. Sure. Tommy, who's in the group there, I think he has close to 20 sticks, and he has this display in his home, and he has all the sticks kind of on display there as well. And there's a few guys there that have really nice collections. A great way to decorate a room. And I see Kurt, t-shirt design, yes, and the greatest has arrived. Welcome back. And PCs is back. The sound, very good, very good. The joys of technology. Sometimes, like, things come and go, and sometimes you turn the thing on and off and it works. I think last week I was trying to live stream for about 10 minutes and I did the same thing over and over until it worked. Let's see. Zerfox, Mexican pellet guns ran up to 100 foot FT pounds. They're crazy guns, especially the .72 caliber. Oh, really? Yeah, like, it's when you think of a pellet gun in Ireland, they're like what kids would use. Let's see, choke cherry as well. Yeah, the cherry tree is related. It's all prunus. Wherever you see the word prunus before, like, the Latin name of trees, is usually a relative of the blackthorn. A 308 will stop them quick. Super tasty. Very good, Jimmy. I think that would be correct. Let's see. You have the diamond willow. Is that the one that's like twisty and stuff? And you see a lot of guys making staff. There's like, what's he, Kentucky Sticks or something. He's always selling willow. I know a few Irish stick makers that were buying stock from him before, painting it black and calling it blackthorn, and then they had problems with customs bringing it in, and then they stopped doing it. See, Tommy, YouTube video, air rifle hog kill, Benjamin hog hunt. Yeah, I must go back and watch that. We'll watch that this on there when I get home. So you killing a hog with an air rifle, that's pretty impressive. Let's see, a picture of a nice knob top shillelagh and the writing in Old Gothic. Yeah, you got to get the font kind of right. Like, the font they were using was like, a font you'd see from a nightclub, and I was trying to, like, tell them it has to be kind of like, kind of old or Gothic or something along the lines, or Celtic or something like that. But, like, unless you really have a deep understanding of it, that's what I gotta do. I gotta find a graphic artist. Like, maybe I started looking at tattoo artists from Ireland, because they'd be pretty good at, like, drawing and different things as well. So I might have contact a few tattoo artists and say that I want some pictures and drawings done and stuff like that. Because, like, I just charge them for the picture they draw, and then they can send it to me as a graphic or something like that. So I think that might be a bit better to kind of go about, like, if they know about blackthorn, and they understand, like, something that's not going to look terrible as well. Let's see, G Aksha, hello from Colorado, another Colorado man. I love my stick. I need 2 more. Yes, you need 3 sticks to be an official stick collector with McCaffrey Crafts. Can I purchase a stick with the spikes intact? I have a load that have look like these guys behind me. You mean like that one there behind me with the spikes? I have about 20 of them that I'm kind of working on at the moment. But I kind of, like, hurt my shoulder 2 days ago. And it's the same type of injury. It usually just goes after a few days. It's just, like, badly strained or bruised or something. So I just have to wait for the swelling to go down and wait till I can use it. Because, like, if I continue to work now with a shoulder, I'll get more injured. So I kind of, like, know myself pretty well. Like, when I get kind of injured, I kind of know, right, that particular injury, I've had it before. It's going to be 4 to 5 days before I can start working on handles again. So hopefully this weekend I'll start working on handles, but probably next week before I'll have new sticks up. I have a bunch of the small shillelaghs that I'm just kind of like putting finish and stuff on, so I can do that. That doesn't hurt my shoulder to use. So I'll probably be putting a bunch of them up over the weekend. Probably tomorrow morning I'll probably get it. How do I spell intact? And the greatest, of course, he was straight in there and helping out. Yeah, I know. Like sometimes when you're chatting and in the moment you just kind of like, what's that? Like I do the same sometimes. You just lose, like, you're like, what's the spelling of something that you should know and stuff like that. Like that's kind of normal enough. The 50 caliber air rifle is a beast. Yeah, like it's in America you know your guns inside out as well. And yeah, like I'm a big I was a fan of that aspect of American culture and the guns and the kind of the positive culture around it, of course. Um, I see a lot of kind of positivity within that kind of community as well, and a lot of great guys. I have shots in both shoulders every 4 months. Yeah, I see. Like it's just wear and tear. Like you're kind of using it. Look, it's kind of in stick making. You're always going to be injured. That's why a lot of people don't do it. You get guys like the lifespan of the stick makers that are kind of come and go. They don't last longer than 2 3 years and stuff like that. And then when they start getting injured and stuff, that's usually when they kind of give it up and stuff. So you kind of like, you have to know yourself, like you're as careful as possible. But like you see, if you're working on handles like every day for a week, you're going to get injured. You have to kind of like rotate. It's like going to the gym where one day you'll work, your chest, one day you work your back, one day you work your legs, then you need to rest for 2 days. And with stick making, it's the same. If you're doing a task that requires a lot of like a lot of cutting, a lot of sanding, a lot of using the rasp and stuff, like your shoulder on this side is just going to go. And then at night time you're just you're in bed and you're just like, oh, I can't move. You can't lift your hand up. Like sometimes you're so injured you can't like lift your hand up this much. And then if you like, usually I just will go against the wall and press something really hard into where the pain is, and whatever it does, it snaps or release it, and then I can raise my hand up as well. I don't know, like whenever I'm like hurt myself or stuff like that, I give myself like a self massage thing where I'll just put like an object against the wall, and then I just find where the pain is, and then I just kind of rock back and forth. You know, like when you get a tennis ball and you put it there, but you need something a bit stronger and harder. Or sometimes I'll ask the son to just stick his elbow and just put it out like that, and just kind of like find a place and just you know do some kind of action there, and they always enjoy when I'm in pain anyway. They think it's a game. Let's see. I made my order Tuesday. It should be here on Monday. Very good. Let's see. Repetitive stress injuries. Yeah. That's it. You're just completely doing things over and over as well. But like, you can kind of sense it and you get used to it. So like, whenever I'm going that direction, I kind of know, right, I should just ease up for a few days and things like that. And you have to, like, some days you'll go a bit overboard. Like usually I get most injured when I'm cutting the blackthorn, because like sometimes there's a time thing where I have to get back, or I only have access to this like field or area for like a short period of time to get as much as I can. So usually it's then when I got that. But I pretty much have nearly my complement cut that I need to get. I've nearly got enough now. So we're into to mid-February. I started after Christmas, so I nearly have my whole stock cut for 2 years from now. And so that's pretty good. It takes a bit of the pressure off. Like last year, I was under great pressure, and then the year of the COVID, I sold like 3 years worth of sticks in 1 year. So like it could put a bit of pressure on my stock as well. So I had to kind of like get things going as well. And but I got a decent amount of sticks now, so I can finally say, like, when I went cutting, I didn't make videos. Like I've done that previous seasons before, where I bring out the phone, set it up, try to make a few videos of me cutting, or have the son hold the camera. But like this year, I just like, right, enough of that. Just get out there, cut, come back, be careful. Try to get as many sticks as possible. And I was a bit worried I wouldn't be able to find enough sticks, but I managed to get enough, and I might go back and cut it. So now the pressure's off. So like it's February the 12th. I've got enough sticks from 2 years from now. So like because you're always working on like a 2 year cycle where you cut the sticks and you can't work on them for 2 more years. Usually an average like 3 years sometimes for like the thicker pieces and stuff like that. But like I have thicker pieces that have been seasoned for longer than 3 years that I'm okay with. Let's see now. Let's see, where was I again? Old age, I know it well. Yeah, it's part of that. But you embrace old age. Like, it doesn't bother me getting older. Like, it's what does fate and begorra mean? I don't know. It's like faith is belief in God, and Begara is a kind of stereotype that usually North Americans associate with Ireland. Begara, Begara, Begara. But like I've never in my whole life ever heard any Irish person ever use that term or word as well. Trina, my shoulder surgery is next Friday. Yeah, sooner or later I'll probably have to. But like, I'm 43 now, so I reckon I've got another. I'm in my prime of blackthorn cutting. I think you get more injuries, like kind of like the later you get in it as well. But you can pretty much cut blackthorn and be pretty active up until your kind of mid 60s or 60s as well. There's plenty to do that. Let's see now. That was a really nice stick you showed this week with the natural bent handle, Francis. How rare are those to get? Yeah, they're very rare. Um, because they grow in all different ways as well. Like that stick that was I think Bill picked that one up, and it's a very rare stick, and it's you're not going to see like the longer you watch my channel and you see my products and you watch my websites, when a stick comes along that's really different or unusual, the guys who know about blackthorn, they see it straight away and they go for it. Like they're very rare ones as well. And there's you have that video on YouTube to art as a authenticated as well, so it adds great value that there's actually a video made of that particular stick. There's a reference to it as well, and it's sold pretty fast. The best sticks do sell fast. Like there's sticks there that go on the website and they're gone before anyone knows it. Like sometimes I leave like a sold out, like kind of ghost type of image on it, just to let people know that there was a stick there. But yeah, the best sticks, they go fast, and I get loads of messages from guys wanting to have like, first dibs on the stick, and I pretty much say to all of them, first come first serve, put it onto the website. There's no set pattern of when I put them out as well. If you see a stick alike, go for it, because someone else will get it. But like sometimes a really good stick goes unnoticed because like I haven't made the YouTube video of it. I put a good stick out there, and like for whatever reason the picture's not great or something like that, and so there can be a few gems there if you kind of like dig deep down and go, I must go back to the website and see like what's the stick that's up longest on the website. Usually they all sell within a year. Like the best ones sell within minutes. But like there's different types of sticks. Like say for example, like there's really small light sticks, but some people that's exactly what they want. They want a small light stick. Like I sold one to the 90-year-old gentleman this week, and sometimes people they don't have the wrist power or dexterity to for the heavier sticks, and sometimes they take a bit longer to sell because it's quite a niche, but they do sell to. There's all different niches within blackthorn that you try to do. Let's see. Climmer says, get yourself a Terracane, Francis. Building for back shoulder issues. Gets to all the trigger points we can't reach ourselves. Yeah, I'm going to. Must write that down. Terracane. I must go back and look at these things as well. That sounds pretty good. It's always the same. It's always the same. It's just through the repetitive movements all the time. On that as well, you're constantly using. It's just this particular side right between the shoulder blades and right by the neck as well. But like it always goes away and stuff like that. So you just kind of stretch and go pull yourself in different directions. You should get through it. Let's see. PC. The max power of an air rifle in real life or IRE is 1 joule, and that's the law. Cannot be taken out in public. Only use in designated areas of private lens. The guards are strict about that as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Like I know in Ireland it's quite strict with gun regulations as well. You need to have a license. You need to apply. You need to have a special area like a safe or something to put it in. You have to keep the ammo separate as well, and you have to be registered with the guards. You have to have a reason for it as well. If you're a farmer, you can get a shotgun. That's about it. So most of the guns in Ireland, like every farmer has like a shotgun when you go. That's about it. And always the same type of shotgun as well. Single barrel, like kind of shotgun. Let's see. We have Michael Hart McGough. How are things with you? And welcome to the channel. And glad you've joined. Trina Mine says it's sold fast. Kirk said, "Oh, the chest of gold. Visit it frequently. Very good. Are you a gold bug? You have your gold as well. I think that I do a lot of looking at the economy of the U.S. I pay a lot of attention to that because it affects my business. With the Fed and with inflation and interest rates and everyone trying to predict what's going to happen next, and when everyone's buying gold and when there's not, and I kind of think it's important to kind of stay knowledgeable about that. But like sometimes, like, the American economy is a bit different because it can always get bailed out. The Fed always comes to the rescue, and like they sometimes they put too much kind of emphasis on what the Fed's going to do. Like, putting up the interest rates isn't really going to do much for inflation. Like, if it goes up 0.25% points, it goes up 0.5, it goes up 1%. That's not going to have too much of an effect of 7.5 inflation, which is obviously way higher as well. It's going to take time. They should focus on dealing with the supply chain issues and the labor shortages, and they put all of their time and effort into that. Like, can't I don't know, maybe this is a silly thing, but can't you like deploy people to the ports, and they're saying they can't get the crane operators to unload the containers and stuff like that. But bring in the army, get them to do that. But I don't know. Like, sometimes it's there's easy solutions to these. To me, anyway, it just seems solution. But like, America is set up to be successful. Like, it's they have a lot of innovation. They have a lot of companies under there. Like, in America, you have a culture of saving and investing, which you don't have here in Ireland and in other places as well. And you have your Roth IRA, and you can tax benefit things. So there is a lot of benefits for saving and investing as well. It's you have different interest rates, and you buy property and rent it over there. So, like, there's great opportunity within the US, if you have the right mindset and you kind of take action. And there's always one place I'd love to have gone as a younger man to see how I ever got on there as well, because I would be pretty active and pretty salesy as well. um Kirk, got three of your sticks. Great investment, going for four. Yeah, you're looking for that beast of a stick. Keep watching. I'll find one sooner or later. It's just a matter of just getting the right pieces of wood. I just find really nice pieces. Like, that's the main kind of secret sauce in Blackthorn shillelagh making, is finding the piece of wood that you can, just bring out the handle that's in it as well. Like, if you find a piece of wood, it literally makes itself. Let's see. Mark says, great show. Chat end of the week. Respect for all your efforts. Well, I do appreciate that, Mark. I try to remain as as positive as possible, even though I have a bit of a moment every now and again. But like, this weekly live stream is good for me. It gives me a chance to kind of talk to the community. Whenever anything's annoying me, or there's some customer that's like annoying me and it's just bothering me, I feel that once I just talk about it, or just like mention it on these streams, it just leaves my head, and I feel better as well. I don't know. I think that's pretty good. Like, when stuff's bothering you, like, you keep it to yourself, it's annoying. Just get someone to listen to you, complain about something, and you feel better, and then have a drink, and away you go. You're a happier person. That's kind of works for me anyway. But I do enjoy connecting with the community. There's a really nice good group of guys, and there's a few new faces and guys each week. I know, like, with the time zones and different things, it's not the best time for people to join, but like, it just kind of suits me as well, because it's not like a proper YouTube live stream where I have all the equipment and stuff. This is just a craft maker. It's just a supplementary thing I kind of do. My main focus is making the walking sticks. I think you'd prefer to have me making sticks than sitting down for 5 hours a day talking about it. Like, I think it'd be important more to have them made. Uh, let's see. So, Michael Hart McGough. So, like, I'd pronounce it McGough, like GOFF. Like, the UGH sound is usually kind of like an F sound. Mr. Magoo is is probably not the way you'd refer to that name. McGough. That's the way it'd be pronounced, anyways, in Ireland, anyway. Michael Hart McGough. But Mr. Magoo is the guy with the glasses. Remember, that's a cartoon, and stuff like that. Let's see. You, Me, and Dupree. What's that Chris Christopherson song as well? I think my dad likes one. I can't remember. Something similar reminds me of. Okay, Trina Mine. I'm on my way to being a stick collector. One down, two more to go. Very good. Every journey begins with that first step. So you're on your way now. Mark says that damn French customer. Yeah, like, it's but I felt good. You see, I needed to make that video because, like, I was pretty annoyed with that customer. Like, I was fine until he threw the flat cap and it hit my chest, and I was like, cheeky bugger, man. Like, you can't be doing that. Like, that's money, man. That's a product. If you can't do that. Like, and there's it's all about respect. Like once there's respect there, it's always fine. But and so I'll give people a bit of allowance if they're a bit annoyed. They'll say a few things in the moment. That's fine. But like you should never like cross the boundaries of respect and different things like that as well. But like with most guys, you can kind of like you can appeal to their ethics as well. Show us your old bottles next week. You've asked me a few times. I should indeed. I gotta write these things down. I'd love to just if I could live stream at home if the kids weren't on the internet too much. I could show you like more stuff, and yeah, I must do more of a show and tell aspect on the show where I bring things and show things I'm working on root balls. That's what I'm gonna do of this weekend. I must write a list of all of these things. I must go back over a few of these live streams of some of these things. You're making great suggestions, things that I should definitely be doing. That's a great thing as well. You guys are coming up with some great ideas of things I should be doing, and I probably need to get more active as well and start doing more. I always feel that I'm running behind. That I should be doing more. I'm kind of guy like if I sit down for an hour and try to watch some TV show or something like that, I just feel like a wasted time. Like I'm okay a Friday night. I like to watch one movie, something like a horror, something with action. Something with bones being broken. That's the type of thing that I'm usually in the mood for as well. Something kind of light-hearted and fun and different things as well. Yeah, I got to show that old bottle. The Mullins one from Tralee, I think, is pretty nice. I like that bottle. Let's see, Octa said, should hiking sticks be longer than a walking stick? Yeah. What size a hiking stick for someone 5'10"? 54 inch should be fine. I have plenty of 54-inch ones on the site. Like you hold it more or less as a right handle, and you can hold the stick at different points when you're hiking. So 54 inch should be fine. The Great says that would be great to see the different stuff. Yeah, like it's you know, uh, there's a few things I want to get involved in as well. The panning for gold is something me and the son have been thinking about and looking about, and my sister, she's involved in like the testing the water samples and geology and stuff like that, and there's people finding there's literally people finding gold in the rivers in Ireland, and not a lot of people are doing it at the moment, and they're very secretive about their places like Blackthorn. But something that's interesting because there's a lot of gold jewelry in Irish history and folklore as well, and there's plenty of gold here. There's just no one's really kind of like clued in about it and stuff. Like I'm pretty new to it as well, and there's a whole like secret community of these guys that go and pan for gold, and it's something that's a bit of interest as well. So might be a bit of a gold rush going on in Ireland as well. But look, the 26 of you guys on this live stream, I'm sure I can share that type of information with you as well, because it's a small enough community. It's not like we're saying this to 10 million people or 10,000 as well. Let's see now. Tommy says some of the nicest people and rudest people I've ever met were French. Yeah, I'd concur with that. I've met some really nice people from France, but equally I've met the rudest. If I had to like pick, it had been some of the French customers I had been dealing with as well. Could be a cultural thing too as well. But again, I've met some really great people as well. Who are involved in stick fighting and have a great affinity to as well. There's Andre. Hello, Shillelaghs. Hi and bye. You can go back and catch up as well. Sheldon Dillon says, anyway, Francis, I gotta go now. It was nice to listen while I cook lunch. Have the bestest day ever, everyone. Very good, Sheldon. Look, it's always a pleasure. I know it's like lunchtime in American stuff now, and it's always great to connect with you guys. I probably have to head now myself in a minute. Bobby McGee, yeah, that's the one. You, me, and McGee, or something like that. Chris Christopherson's good. He's got some good songs as well. Let's see the Grace. Looking forward to next Friday already, Francis. Yeah, like I have so many plans that I should start to action. I think that's what I'm going to take from this live stream. I need to start taking action with some of the things that you guys are mentioning, like getting the Facebook group going, getting all the t-shirts, getting all the designs, getting the live stream set up, getting a webcam, looking at all of these different things. So right, I might actually take this weekend to get motivated. I think like in wintertime in January, I don't know, just before I go, I just find it hard to get kind of motivated. I'm always trying to like self motivate and stuff, but like when it's really cold and it's miserable and you're cutting blackthorn and you're doing all of these tough tasks, like you're just worn out, like physically and mentally. So you have to kind of like self motivate as well. So I gotta like start taking action. I'm a great man for writing lists. I gotta write lists, stick it up somewhere so I see it in my work shed and goes, yeah, I need to get that stuff done. Well, gotta call the wife. Let her know I made it to work. Just to tell her I'm talking to Francis. She knows I'm in the pub with the fellas. Well, Kurt, I'd love to meet you and your wife someday as well. Be interesting to I always like meeting the wife of guys as well, just to see, because like they're usually act a bit different around their wives. And it's always interesting to see like who they've chosen as their kind of life partner as well. I think that's always kind of an interesting part when you're meeting with people. Like you have guys that talk with the guys, then when their wives in the scene. Some guys get very quiet. Some guys are right under the thumb, and I just find that kind of hilarious as well. And like some guys, like they're very talkative, and then their wife comes, and you see the fear, man. It's not everyone as well. So t-shirt and caps would sell well. You're right, Torino. I got to start getting on all of these different things. Because I kind of know what I want to do and how to do it nice, and I don't want to do it like in a kind of crap kind of way. But there's a demand for it, so why not? You like it's one of those things you got to pay for people to do nice designs as well. Hiring some local guy or some different things. You got to go and pay and invest. Oh, my battery's going to go as well on this computer, so I got to go. It's down to 2%. Didn't notice that. Okay, guys. Goodbye to the Order of the Blackthorn. Until next week, keep it cutting. Okay, bye bye.